Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. 28 degrees today. I'm always telling you the temperature because it gives you an idea about the conditions that I'm working in. I always work outside if I can because the lighting is always best for YouTube videos in case any of you guys want to make a video of your own. As you know from my last episode on this Craftsman front tine tiller, it's a 5.5 horsepower Briggs horizontal 24-inch clearing path, tiller path. You know, this is called a roto tiller. For my last episode, we fixed the recoil starter on it, and it turned over on starter fluid into the intake of the carburetor. What we discovered was that there's about a ½ inch of built-up rust on the bottom of this gas tank over here. Gas tank is metal on this model engine, and because of that, the gas obviously has been sitting in the gas tank for God knows how long, right? And that rust may have gone into the carburetor, plus the old gas, varnish, completely probably destroyed the carburetor, given the condition of the bottom of the gas tank. I only know this because I took a screwdriver and shoved it into the gas tank and moved it around, and it was kind of like stirring mud, if you know what I mean. So you know that there's a lot of crap in the bottom of the gas tank. Now, I put this up on OfferUp, Let Go, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, just because I knew that to fix this machine, it would probably take a lot of effort and a lot of labor. Cleaning out that gas tank that's completely rusted is going to be a task all in itself. And then, of course, the evidence shows that probably the carburetor's trash too. I'm just going to check the oil right now, and it doesn't have a dipstick, but it goes up to the threads. And if you could see oil up to the threads, it's pretty good oil too, see? We may top this off a little bit, but I had put this up, and overnight I had about 40 replies for it on Facebook, about 10 on OfferUp, and about 7 or 8 on Craigslist. I had it listed for just $50 as is. In the description I said, left gas in it, starts on starter fluid, which is the truth, right? But it probably needs a carb clean is what I wrote. Wrote it for 50 bucks, and so a total of like 60, 65, 70 people wanted this. So then I thought to myself, why such a demand for a tiller? You know what I mean? I guess 50 bucks is a pretty good deal for a medium-sized tiller. They have small ones and big ones too. And I looked around. There are electric ones for like 150. Smaller ones that are gas that use a weed whacker engine, and that's like 250. And then there are the medium-sized ones like this for like $3.99, you know. And then the big ones that have a cover that goes like this, looks like a sled, those are like $6.99, $7.99. So these tillers are really expensive. So I thought to myself, well, why just get 50 bucks for it? Why don't I make an effort and try to clean out the gas tank, right? And then try to get a new carburetor, which my friends over at HIPAA 360 actually have. So I asked them to send me a carburetor for this, and today we're just going to clean the gas tank. Now, removing this gas tank is not going to be exactly easy, not by a long shot. I've worked on this engine probably about 5 or 8 times in my life. They usually belong on those ground leaf blowers. I've had 2 or 3 of those things, and sometimes you'll find these on I'm trying to think here, some other items that require a horizontal shaft engine, but mostly it was the leaf blowers, the ground leaf blowers. So I decided that I'm gonna try to fix it, and it's gonna take a while, obviously, because this is not an easy job to do it. At least I don't think it is. To clean out a gas tank that's rusted so badly on the inside, you know, you almost want to feel like it might need a new gas tank, you know, but we can see the condition of it on the exterior is not bad. You just got to scrape out the rust on the inside. And what you do there is you drain the gas, try to get all the schmutz out of there, right? And then you take like some, ideally ball bearings, right? Which I don't have, but you can take a whole bunch of nuts and bolts and put them together into like this blobs of metal, and you throw them all in there. You put old gas in there and you just shake it up, let it soak for a long time. Just keep shaking it, and what happens is those nuts and bolts will just slowly grind the rust from the bottom of the tank and have it become loose, so then you can just dump it out, you know what I mean? Then you can use compressed air and clean it, and carb spray, put some more bolts in there, shake it. You keep doing that, agitating it, you know? So anyway, it looks like with these Pulsa jet type carburetors, they're adhered onto the gas tank. The carburetor itself is, the bottom part is on the gas tank, the side part is onto the engine block, to the intake manifold. So we're just gonna have to take this all apart. Looks like there are 5/16 bolts over here holding the air filter base onto the carburetor. Then there's 1,000 linkages in here, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to try to fix it. But I figured, you know, if I can get this going, I get $250 for it in the summer, you know. So obviously I don't have the carburetor yet, right? I'm gonna wait until HIPAA 360 sends it to me. It'll be probably a week. But what I can do in the interim is remove all this stuff and get it ready, you know what I mean? At least clean the gas tank. Cleaning the gas tank, soaking it, whatever. It's gonna take a while anyway. So look, just removing this air filter base on the top of the carburetor, you get a better view what's going on. Obviously, it's super important because with these horizontal shaft engines, right, this carburetor style, the intake is pointed straight up. So any kind of crap you have here, water, whatever, goes right into the carburetor and into the engine, which in my opinion is a terrible design. But it is what it is. You just always have to make sure that the filter's on here with the cover. That's super important to prevent anything from going into the carburetor. I'm going to give you a better look at this thing. It's a lot of crap. So this is what it looks like on the top. Lots of linkages. Here's an adjustment there. You can take pliers and just bend this tab there to create more or less tension on this spring that moves this linkage here, which is the throttle. So if you wanted to increase RPMs, whatever, you know what I mean. That's how it works right there, see? The tension on the spring, governor. I don't know. You see how when you move this whole thing moves? That's not good. Needs to be oiled a little, you know. This thing here sticks, which is causing that. So with a new carburetor, this thing would move a little bit easier. See, that's a choke, and it's stuck. As a matter of fact, this kind of looks bent, doesn't it? Here's a top view of what I'm looking at. I definitely think that this choke linkage here is bent. This bend doesn't look normal. Plus, when you try to move it, it doesn't move the way it's supposed to because obviously it looks bent. So it's catching, you know, due to the bend of this linkage. Also, it moves freely and stuff, but this choke flap doesn't seem like it opens all the way, you know, and it doesn't look like you can make it go anymore unless that is it, you know, but it definitely has to close. Well, you know what, we're gonna get a new carburetor for it, right? So also look. What's that? Looks like you would put an R-clip through there to, I don't know, but it was sitting right there. Figure that out later, I guess. But like I said, very difficult to remove this. Looks like it's just Phillips holding here. Should be 4 actually. And you'd have to definitely take a picture of all these linkages here because it's very confusing. And I guess you could remove the entire carburetor by just taking those 2 bolts out that are onto the intake manifold, right onto the engine block. And then I'd have to flip this to the side or something to get to the bottom of the gas tank. It's complicated. First thing I'm going to do is this one here on the left side. It's Torx or flathead. I suppose I could leave this in place just so this pipe could come out. Oh, but then maybe the carburetor won't come off. It's pretty loose. I could just pull this out. There we go. This thing's loose. And this plugs into a rubber grommet on the breather. Just hope I remember how to take all this stuff off. Should I leave this here? There's one over here in between the linkages. The feeling I'm getting is like a lot of varnish buildup, so it's hard to turn, but it is turning. You can tell that it's really bad on the inside. This one's loose, but it's just sitting there. Can't get it out. There's another one here. I have to stand up and push down because otherwise you'll strip it. Get that out. Then there's this one that holds the bracket to the choke and throttle levers. We got that, it appears to be the last screw that holds it down. As you can see, it's now moving this throttle area. This part here hooks into that loop. See that? Then a Z-bend, I think, for this choke linkage. Okay. And there's a wire here for the kill. Should I just let this hang here for now? Take the screw out. This part went on top of this part right there. This part here went into this loop right there. A little rubber gasket looking thing here. Just studying this, okay, if you look at the choke flap, it only travels this much. Now it's closed, now it's open. So the flap only opens a third, it doesn't open completely. How do you know that? Because look, this part here hits this. So it's designed to just go that much. So the most open it would be is that. So the travel for this is very little, just a ½ inch of travel. So this is definitely bent. See, does that look right to you? That doesn't look right to you. It definitely looks bent. It needs to be straightened out a little more. So then once the lever is engaged, when the lever is engaged, it only moves that much. But because it's bent, it won't move the way it's supposed to. So I'll have to figure out how to bend it later to make it work. Now to remove this part of the linkage that leads to the bottom where the governor is, right here. This needs to be disengaged, and this needs to be disengaged from the bottom. So the only way to do that is to remove this and remove this, to take these two parts off. Basically the two things that hold all the linkages to the throttle and the choke. You see what a pain it is? I told you, this is a pain. going to take the top one off first, slowly with an impact. Go slow, because if this is plastic or a polymer, so if you did too much of an impact, it may break it. But if you go slow, it'll be all right. When I take it out, I have to make sure nothing drops. And that's what it looks like. And that'll just hang. But I don't want to disconnect it. I want to actually disconnect it from here. See? I just hope I remember how this all goes. Okay, now this one for the choke mechanism. Quarter inch. Holy cow, there's a spacer in there too. Holy cow. I have a feeling I should put this back. See that spacer? Holy cow. This thing slides out. I better hold on to that spacer before I lose it. Slide this out of the bracket. Let that hang. I'm going to put this spacer back in here again so I know it goes there. This choke linkage here, it's a Z-bend that goes in like that into this part, like that, right? That's how it slides. But I know I'm going to drop it or lose it, so I'm going to take it out. Now it goes in the second hole, okay? Oh boy, now it's off. So it goes like that. And that went into the second hole of this wishbone looking thing. Holy cow. These things are just hanging there. Yep, that's why I didn't want to work on this, guys. They couldn't have made it more complicated. This wishbone thing, or that thing right there, it was in the second hole, the one in the middle. There's one on the top, second one, then the big one for the screw. Now I think what's the only thing that's holding the carburetor onto the gas tank is these two bolts that hold the intake manifold onto the engine block. Gonna have to try to remove those, and they look like, and look, how are you gonna get that one in there? You can't use a Torx bit, there's no room, so you can only use a wrench. Here you can probably squeeze in a Torx tool in there, which I'll have to go get. And then this carburetor sits on top of the gas tank, which is bolted on the bottom, so you couldn't move this carburetor off right now because this is in the way. The only way is to take those two bolts out. Got a Torx tool here. Ah, moved it. Very limited space to get this going. And the bottom one. Right, moved. But there's no room to move, so I have to take it slow. Quarter turn at a time. Okay. Removed it. Now you can see it moves around. You're just going to have to break the seal here. It's been sitting here on the gaskets for so long. I'm just going to pry with the flathead. Just break the seal. Damn. I don't know, it seems like there might be another screw or something, but I don't see it. Definitely feels like there's a screw in there or something, because it's held down. Now, looks like I'm gonna have to remove the gas tank from the bottom because it is loose. Gas tank itself looks like it's on this bracket, which is only put on by one bolt there. I'm gonna try to take that bolt off and see what happens. So the bolt is a 3/8. You can't get a ratchet in there, so I stuck a Allen key in there. You can't get the you can't get the ratchet in there. So how do they expect people to get that? By doing this? What if people didn't have a 1/4 inch Allen key that fits into a 3/8 socket? You know what I mean? A stupid design, man. They just don't want you to work on it, that's all. I'm gonna do this until it comes out. Crazy. You know what I mean? You can't put the ratchet on here because it won't fit. This thing hits it, you know? Of course, gas started leaking out. Am I having a good time? Absolutely not. But is it a challenge? Sure. Now it's loose enough that I can use my fingers and loosen it. I guarantee you there's no video out there that tells you how to do this in detail like this. This is probably the reason why I'm doing it. That thing, incredible. All right. Oh, it's attached to the linkages on the bottom there. Holy cow, it's stuck on the bottom there with that spring. Oh, okay, got it. There we go. This thing goes here. This one here with the wishbone thing, that goes there. The other one here is attached to the governor. This thing, I guess, moves up like that. Yeah, like that. I see. See how that works? This spring hooks onto... Oh, damn it, where did that hook onto? That doesn't look like it. Oh, it hooked onto here. That part right there. So now the gas tank is apart from the machine. Thank goodness. So that sucked. Holy shit, did that suck. Look. You just take the gas cap off and look at the metal plus sign here. It's all rusted. And that's the top. Can you imagine what it looks like on the bottom? Let's find out. Let's see the color of this gas. It's red. Let's see the stuff that comes out. There's a screw in there. Holy cow, look at this. If you had an open wound, just put this inside the wound and you're done! Look at that. I don't know, fellas. I might abandon this idea because you're probably going to need a new gas tank. It's trashed. Totally trashed on the inside. I'm going to be shaking this a bit, so I want to take this linkage off in case I lose it. Just have to remember how it goes. I can always come back to the video and watch it. And, well, you know what? At least I'm getting proficient in doing this. Not that I want to, but it's kind of interesting. Should I take the spring off in case I lose that too? Yeah. If I lose the spring, it would suck. So I'm trying to figure out why this carburetor won't come off the gas tank. And if you look, as I move this, what doesn't move? This screw right there, in the pretty much the center of the carburetor. That doesn't seem to be moving, which means it's pivoting on there. So guess what? There's a super long screw that holds this carburetor on, right there in the center, on the top. So this one's got to be a super long screw. There we go. I think I slightly remember doing that before. But how about that, huh? You would never think that they would do that. Come on, man. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Holy cow. And here's the carburetor. Uh-huh. There we go. That's it right there. Look at that. This is the mesh thing that prevents any crap from going up the carburetor. Look, everybody! It's Quinn the Mailman! What do we got there? Mud! So it's good to see Quinn again, huh? I see Quinn every day. Got this long screwdriver, and I'm just like scraping the bottom. I'm a bottom feeder. Scraping the bottom. While scraping the bottom, right? I'm actually loosening up a lot of stuff, right? And actually feels pretty smooth now after I've been scraping for a while. Okay? You ready? Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's not. It's getting better. There's like a pile of rust chips here. I need to show you guys what I see. Okay? It's not bad. There are parts where you could see the metal. Right? So it's just some scrapage. It's not terrible now. I think the bulk of that crap is gone. You guys see that? Not terrible. I'm going to find some nuts and bolts and put them in here. And I've got plenty of those. So Quinn came back to get my packages. I'm just putting some nuts and bolts in here. We bet on the Super Bowl. So the spread right now is Bengals getting 4. Over and under is 48.5. That's as of Wednesday, 5 days before the Super Bowl. He says the score is going to be 27-24 Rams, which means I would win because they'd have to win by 4, not 3. Actually, they'd have to win by 5, not 3. So I would win that. So we did $50. I would take the Bengals. He would take the Rams. The spread is 4. Over and under, we bet $10 for 48.5. I think it's going to be a conservative game because it's the Super Bowl. You're not going to take as many risks and chances as on regular season game. So we got $50 on the 4 points. We got $10 on the over and under. So I took the under. He took the over. So that's my excitement for Super Bowl. Also, I think my friend's doing the boxes. So I'm just filling this up with some nuts and bolts. I'm going to shake this around a little bit, agitate it. I'm going to pour some old gas in here and just shake it around a bit and it ought to be okay. At least good enough, you know, to get it running. Just got to make sure the rust doesn't come out and clog up the carburetor. That's the only thing you worry about. So. So I've got probably a pound of nuts and bolts in here. Just make some soup. This is some old gas that I got from machines that I didn't know how to throw away the gas. So I figure I just keep it for days like this. You could use it for testing sometimes too, you know. Just pour some old gas in here. I guess I could put the gas cap on there. I'm just gonna shake this for about 2 days. Yeah. Gross. That's what's been in the gas tank right there. That's the amount of crap in the gas tank. Crazy, right? So I was gonna do this for a few days and stuff, but you know, it's really not terrible. I think I did what I need to do with it, you know. Yeah. This carburetor, has a mesh thing on the bottom here to prevent any debris from going up the emulsion. So maybe this carburetor might still be good, but I'm getting another one, you know, so I'm not going to put all this stuff together again and put it back on here, since I'm going to get one in a week or so, you know. If I don't, if they say they can't send it to me, whatever, then I'll try to clean this one. But you know what? Let me remove this just to see the condition of the diaphragms. So I was looking this over. This is the emulsion tube, if you will. It sucks up the fuel from the gas tank. And the mesh looks okay, right? Watch. It's completely blocked. I don't know what's in this. It's a metal tube. Can't take it off. Guess I could. It's completely blocked. So I'm just going to wait for the carburetor to come. Yep, it's completely blocked. This straw goes all the way in, and it won't blow any fluid through the whole thing. So there's a massive blockage in here. But this straw thing actually works now, I think. But it's this metal tube that's blocked. So I'm just going to wait for a new carburetor. Let's take this off and just at least see. Okay, it's Torx. Not terrible. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on over here. So look, I'm just going to wait for my new carburetor to come before I try to put all this stuff together again. And if I don't get one, then I'll try to clean this. It's not too bad. But this worries me, you know. But look, that seems pretty clean. I want to show you guys this. What is that? So it's pretty good, pretty clean. Just take my word for it. But there's this little reservoir here that needs to be really clean, because that's where a little bit of fuel stays and gets sucked up. It's almost like the bowl, if you want to say that. So that has to be really clean, and I'm just doing that. But it's pretty good on the inside. I don't know if you guys could see. It's pretty good. This has to be clean though. So I'm pretty satisfied. I think this will work. Okay, I just drained all the gas that I used in this pan to clean. Look what was in the gas tank after the flush. Look at all those fine rust fibers. This is all like fine rust particles that was inside the gas tank. Isn't that crazy? So I've cleaned out the gas tank pretty good. Even wiped it down too. I put all my parts in this box so I wouldn't lose it. Wait for my new carburetor to come. And if it doesn't come, I guess I could try to use this, but I didn't want to put this old one back on there and I get the new one and I'd have to take it all apart again. So I'm just going to wait for the new carburetor. If for some reason they don't have it, whatever, I'll try to use this one, because this is not, it's not bad, because I cleared it out. I cleaned it when I was off camera. I just sprayed some crap on it, whatever, and it wasn't too bad. I'm just worried about the diaphragms is all. But anyway, this thing is like maybe $16, $20, something like that, you know, if I needed to go buy one. That's it. That's how you take apart this engine's gas tank with the Pulsa jet type carburetor on it and clean the gas tank. I think with a new carburetor and remounting the gas tank back on here, that'll be a task all in its own, because it's like crazy linkages and stuff to get it all back on there again. I'm glad I have a comprehensive video about how to remove every bolt, nut, and linkage. The linkages, thousands of linkages. So I found the R-clip that attaches to this bolt, the hole in it. Still don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's from here or not, you know. Why would it have this, you know? No idea. But either way, I found it, so I'm going to keep it in this box in case something's up and I don't know why it doesn't work. But thanks a lot for joining me on today's episode of how to clean a gas tank, remove, disassemble that entire area to get this thing running again. Hopefully we will be able to get this thing going, running well. I'll paint the tines and stuff like that and sell for $250, $300 in the spring. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Because the UPS guy screwed this up. I'm going to see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as, if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.